Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Souls44. Welcome back to another All the Mods 10. And today I'm going to be looking at integrated dynamics a little bit more. I had a preview of a little bit of a tutorial, I'm going to call it that, where I showed you how to make this portable storage system and terminal. There are a few more things about it that I didn't let anybody know, and that was to deal with the omnidirectional connector. That's kind of important. I did mention inside the tutorial video that you need these omnidirectional connectors to work with the portable storage terminal, and also with infinite dimensional range and all that other stuff. Now, all this stuff is included inside this book, the Integrated Dynamics tutorial book. Okay, so it's not like I'm making this stuff up or I'm coming up with it or I'm completely figuring it out on my own. Don't get me wrong. I am figuring out an awful lot all on my own. But that's because I enjoy doing that to a certain degree. If I get lost, believe me, I'm going to go find a tutorial somewhere on YouTube that's more advanced than I am to figure this stuff out. Auto crafting was one of the things that I couldn't do, so I had to go look that up. Now, if you just click on open the book and you go to tutorials, you can get your basic understandings of like how to do just the generalized stuff, but sometimes reading through doesn't translate very well. I can tell you that right now, there are some things that it's supposed to be able to do that, according to the tutorial, it's supposed to be able to do. It does not do that. Now, does that mean that the scripting for the mod is wrong or the mod itself has errors in it? I don't know. It could be that the mod pack authors decided that, hey, we don't want them to be able to do those things. Those are things that we want other items to be used for, right? So that way you're forced to progress through the mod pack. So the only real way to know better or not is to run the mod pack without any of the quests involved, or just run the mod itself with nothing else but integrated dynamics in it, so that way you can see, all right, this is what this can do, this is what it can't do. All right, so I just wanted to go ahead and throw out a little of that information. The other information was omnidirectional connectors. If you notice, it says group 1. When you craft omnidirectional connectors, they don't automatically come out as group 1. And I'm experiencing a severe amount of lag, so I do apologize for that. I will be getting a hold of the server admin. His name is Sproblin. He's really great. Check out his Grumpy Vets Gaming channel. All one word, Grumpy Vets Gaming. He's a really cool guy. Best friend I've ever had. I want to thank him for hosting this server for me. However, Sproblin, if you see this, the server is experiencing quite a bit of lag, and I don't have a whole lot going on. So I know that it's definitely either the server that's giving us an issue, or maybe it's not my internet connection, because I've checked that. I am hauling butt right now, but I am experiencing at least a second, maybe 2 seconds worth of delay. And you guys think that doesn't sound like a lot, but let's say I'm battling somebody or fighting a creature, an entire second is a lifetime. Especially if you're trying to really do something interesting, like right now. So look, if you notice, I'm not going to craft this because I've got enough omnis right now. It says group 15, right? No, I might as well. I'll just go ahead and craft it. You just wasted my stuff, but let's go ahead and do it. It says group 15. I don't want it to be group 15. I want it to be blank. Run it through run it through your crafting grid, and it'll automatically become a blank. It doesn't have any group associated. So then if you want it to become associated with group 1, I'm just going to place it on the wall. That is a group 1. That is a group 15. Oop, I didn't want to do that. Group 15. Group 15. Oh, it's got to be part of a system. Shoot. If it's not part of a network, it won't work. So this is group 1. So all you have to do is place a cable down. This is now part of my network upstairs. It's group 1. You want it to link together. You take your blank one, It's now group one. Or, oh, I'm sorry, you right click on it, it tells you what group it is. You shift right click on it, it should link together. No? Well, okay, well then, like I said, it should link it together. But if it didn't, take your group one, put it on the left side, your group that you want it to change, and it now both become group one. Okay, so they're now both group one. This one, same thing. Those are all group ones now. So basically you can copy and paste the groups together. That's all I did. And then if they stack, they're the same. So same thing with item exporters, importers, all that other stuff. Okay, so that takes care of all of that. Let's make that clear. Anything now that's in group one, we'll group with this portable storage terminal so that I can look at it through the portable storage terminal. That's just how I did it for the last tutorial video I made for the various inventories all over my base, which is not actually that far away, but technically they could be in multiple dimensions and still be able to see each other just in case you don't want to live in the overworld. You want to live in another dimension. That's how you can do it. Sky's the limit. All right. Now that that's taken care of, I'm going to put those away. I'm not going to use those. I was going to do a tutorial on how this all works, but to be honest with you, I've had some serious, in my opinion, I call them serious issues with this functioning, especially this is what's called an inventory reader. So I'm just going to show you what I do. This is going to stay set up just like this, and it's just going to allow me to be able to not have to break and replace these readers over and over again. I am missing a couple of other readers, I think. Let's see, that is a redstone reader, a world reader, lag, stop lagging, a network reader, which I don't use, a machine reader, inventory reader, fluid reader. I guess I can go ahead and make a fluid reader. Like, never mind, I'll wait. And the extra dimensional reader. Don't get me into that. I don't even know what the heck that does. As far as I can tell, it literally reads the outside world around and tells you what dimension you're in, or tells the network actually what dimension you're in, right? So the network is able to read or see. Same thing with audio. Audio, if it hears an audio sound played within a certain distance, it'll read it. So that way you can do audio stuff. You can even do particles. So like you can do all kinds of really cool stuff with this. I just don't. I don't have a use for it yet. When I do, I'll look at it. Now the network is able to see everything. Okay, the network is now looking at this machine because that's a machine reader. It's seeing this block because that's a block reader. It's seeing the inventory inside of this item, not the block itself, but the inventory inside this chest. Okay, it doesn't know that it's an iron oak chest from sophisticated storage, but the network is able to see all that. The network is able to see this invisible block right here, this air. Now it's going to be looking and constantly checking that stuff. I don't know if that causes tick issues. But this is what's called a display screen, I think. What's it called? Display panel, right? The display panel is now able to see all these different things, but you need to be able to see those things. In order to do that, we have to be able to make it so that the display knows what you want to see. So you're going to try and tell it, hey, I want to see this thing. Okay? So, in other words, we're going to start with the one that I use the most, and that's the entity reader. I am an entity, so if I stand here, this thing is now seeing me, Solus44. It also sees that I'm a player, Solus44, the player. I am also an entity by title of Solus44. I don't have it, and it can read item frames too. I don't know why that's a big deal, but I did that. Now here, it also talks about item frame rotation. And I'm believing that's so you can automate and you can move item frames around. So you could create like a really cool little doohickey that moves stuff. I don't do that. I don't know. I use this for making lists of items and for reading entity item like information. So I wanted to know anytime I drop an entity down in front of it, or any entity is laying down in front of this deal here, it's going to look at that, and then the display is going to display it because we're trying to tell the display what to do. Okay, right now there's nothing there. Well, it's air technically, but I wanted to look at copper. All right, what is this thing? Oh, it's raw copper. That's the title of the item. Okay, nothing more, nothing less. It just tells you that information. Now, if you're going to create a list of items, this won't display that. It's just going to display the first thing it saw. But on here, you can have it display the list of the items. So this will display a group of things. So you're saying, all right, well, I want to see all the things. And it'll start off with raw copper, but, it doesn't really give you anything else. Oh, look at that. It displays a list of the items, and it can go on and on and on. Okay? That's all you're doing. You're just telling this screen, hey, display what group of things are laying down. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to tell it I want to see what item individually it is that's there. Now, I'm going to make a copy of that item reader, that variable card, because I want to leave this in here, and just whenever anything is thrown in front of it, I want it to be able to see it. Raw copper. And the reason why is I want to also get some more information about raw copper. In order to do that, I'm going to have to go into the Portable Logic Programmer. The Portable Logic Programmer can give you more information about the item. Like this is a lot. They added so much stuff to this. That's insane. I don't even know why there would be all these different. I don't know anything about programming, so I can't get into that. But you can look up the ID. I don't know. Variable card. I don't know. It's just you can look up ID. Okay, so this variable card has an ID of 40. So now I guess it understands the ID 40. I guess it put a little green mark there. I don't know. Well, no, it didn't. It just variable ID. So I come over here, and now this is the number 40, variable ID 40. So anything with 40 is going to match the card. You get the idea. It gives you more information on the card. I gotta wait for that to go away. Anytime you want to erase stuff, you can just put it inside your crafting grid, and it'll just disappear. This one doesn't have anything. Oh yeah, there it goes. There's a lot of lag, so let's count. Oof. Right? So it's still going to tell me Solos 44 was there. It knows. All right, so let's move on to the next thing because I want to be able to get through this a little bit faster. All right, so this cable here, or this deal here, is an inventory reader. The inventory reader is just looking for what's inside of this chest. It doesn't give a crap about anything else. Okay, so we're just trying to say, hey, network, look at inside this chest. Right now, it says the inventory is full. No, false. Inventory is empty. It is true. Is there an inventory? True. So that means that things can be taken and put into it and pulled out of it. There is a block upstairs inside my system called a salvager from Silent Gear that this says false on. Even though it does have an inventory, I don't know how that's even possible. One day I'll figure it out. All right, inventory count tells you how many things are in there, how many slots are available, how many slots are filled. You get the idea. You get the basic information on this inventory. So I start putting stuff in here. Okay. And now it's going to say, all right, is the inventory full? No, it's still not full. But is it empty? No longer is it empty. It says false. All right. Now it tells you how many things are in there total, how many slots it still has, how many slots are full. Well, some of these things don't stack, so this is considered full. This is just as big as it's going to get. You can't put extra ham here. So it just tells you how many of these slots it has that are full. So, I can gather that information from this reader. That's all I'm doing. It tells you the ratio. I don't know if that's useful or not, but it might be. And it creates a list. So it does exactly the same thing as this one when it comes to the list, but it does so by placing it in chests. So that way you don't have to worry about stuff getting destroyed or whatever, or getting sucked up. You can just put a whole bunch of stuff in here, and then you can generate your variable with a list of the things that are inside of it. I find that helpful so that way I can be able to like hold on to a whole list of the things that I want to move from one location to another, but I don't want anything else, right? Or I only want those to stay still and then to move everything else. I hope that makes sense. Then you can take a look at the slot. This one is actually important, and I'm going to cover it because it's more important than people give it credit for. Let me explain. First of all, slot ID is all you're looking at. If you notice, it says slot 0. According to these readers, the very first slot on the top left corner of any inventory is slot 0. Okay? 0. So it starts with 0. That's very important because you could want to do something with slot 2, right? So now the reader is looking at slot 2. All right, slot 2, it goes 0, 1, 2. It should be a variable card. We come up to look at the reader, and it's going to say variable card. This is great for you to be able to target specific individual slots inside of an inventory so that you can say that's the only thing I want to change, or I want you to put this in that slot, or I want to pull items only from this slot, or I only want to pull items from all of them but that slot. Okay, it lets you target the location within the inventory. Very important on some items that have crafting recipes that are location specific. So you want it to only be on a crafting but the middle has to stay empty. You can say that slot number 3 of that crafting recipe is going to stay empty. I don't want to touch that. So anytime you see it says item, slot item, or slot, that's what it's talking about. Remember, it starts with 0. I'm taking stuff out. Nothing there. And I'm going to put this back at 0 since that's the baseline that it starts at. So slot 0 should be an item exporter, and it tells you how many, which is also important, right? I'm going to leave that set up because I'm going to show you how you can display that as well. All right, so this one right here is a block reader. This is probably the most commonly used item that I use from Integrated Dynamics because it has a lot of values. I like to use it. So right now it's got sulfur, as you can guess. Oh crap, I broke it. So now if you look, it says has block 0. It even tells you the dimension. So you can tell it what dimension that this block was in when it was being read. The coordinates, pretty cool that you can tell the coordinates. I think that's something new that's been added, and I like that a lot. But right now, notice it says air. Entity is not an air. Air is actually a block in Minecraft, that's actually pretty interesting. It has air actually has in Minecraft properties. It's transparent, translucent, has light level, all that stuff. Does not have NBT, or does, depending on what you do with the air. But it can also be treated as it's considered a block according to Integrated Dynamics. It is. You get your biome now. That's cool. You get your tile entity NBT, your light level that it's at right now. So this light level in this block is 13. Which I would have thought would have been a little bit higher, but I'm getting a little bit of ways from that Feral Flare Lantern. Otherwise, there are no torches down here. All right, let's, I can't put that on the ground. So let's see. Let's just grab a block. Block, stone. Has block true. True false statement. Super easy. What is it? It's stone. Does it have NBT? No. Light level is now 0. Pretty cool. So just like we did with the entity reader, we can tell this thing here, hey, I want to look at this block. Oh, we didn't cover the one for the inventory, but it's the same thing. So you tell it the slot. I'm going to change it now. I don't need 2 of those, but let's say, boop, there. All right. This thing is now looking at slot number 0. I want that slot to be visualized on the display. Now whatever goes into slot 1, which should be sulfur, look at that. It displays it in a picture. Pretty cool. Yep. Now we're going to take that same variable card, we're going to put it here, and it says stone. I want to see what the stone, I want to see the item, stone. There you go. You break it, wait forever because of lag. It gets picked up inside of your portable storage deal. It doesn't have anything on there, but now I place cobble, wait for a little bit, boom, there you go. Now it's got cobble. Pretty simple. So it displays the information in that manner. But let's say I want to know a different type of information. You can just take the display card out and you say, all right, well, I want the item to display light level. I don't know if that's worth looking at, but let's say light level. Okay. What's the light level below that reader? 13. So that's a number that you can use. But let me see something. I'm curious. Let's put some glowstone down. Yeah, that's some lag. Yeah, yeah. I don't have silk touch, so this is going to be a one shot. It should change to the light level that the glowstone provides. Light level 15. It did. It just took. That's what I'm talking about, the lag. So it did. It changed it to light level 15. So underneath this block is light level reading 15. So you can identify items that way, right? Now you can have you can have a whole series of displays set up with their own different what information you want to extract from the network inside that card. The next thing we're going to look at is the machine reader. Now the machine reader I have on the most basic machine ever. That's the furnace. And so it can just give you a whole lot of information about the machine. This is actually a new reader that I don't usually, it's not new, but it's new to me. I don't use it. I'm going to now, but I haven't. It tells you the temperature, which is actually right now, I don't know how come it's got a 273.15. I don't know what that means. Maximum temperature, which is E to the 308th power, which is, I don't know what that means. I guess that's their infinite heat. And 273, I'm thinking you're using Kelvin. I don't know, that's sciencey stuff. Is it a recipe handler? The answer is true because this machine, this furnace handles recipes. It has recipes, and it will function with recipes. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some crappy coal. This lignite coal, I don't like. I call it crappy coal, and I'm gonna put it in the bottom. I'm not gonna actually do anything with it. I'm just gonna put it in the bottom. And now it's gonna say can work true. Can work false. So it has. That's the basic information it's going to give you. But if you look, it can give you everything from energy it has, the capacity to store energy, does it have a buffer for energy. So you can get infinite information about, almost infinite information about a machine that's below that reader. And then you get to choose what it is that you want the network to show you. I want it to show me, right? Maybe I want it to show me the recipes, which I don't think it can show me all the recipes, but we'll see. Uh-oh. Let's see. I don't know what's going to do because there's, oh yeah, if you gotta get really close. These are, this is not a full list. This screen can only hold so much. So it's telling you all the things that can be made from that machine. If you look on the right, it says reinforced blocks of quartz. And if you put it in the furnace, it would become a reinforced smooth quartz block. A fishing rod becomes a gold nugget, etc., etc., etc. So it gives you whatever can fit on this tiny little screen, which is not an infinite amount. And the amount of recipes that this thing can do, I mean, the furnace is, it does a lot, right? So, um, yeah, so you can say, all right, this is what I'm going to use it for mostly, or a lot of times, is can work true. All right. Can it work true? That's it. I just want to know, is it true or false that it can work? False. This condition of this block, this furnace, can then be read by the network and utilized for inputting more coal, exporting coal, putting items in, pulling items out, all those different things. It can also tell you, hey, is my stuff working? Now, I'm not going to do that. That would be like a whole series of these readers just to say, is my stuff on or not, right? But you could do that if you wanted to. I'm not doing that, but what you do with it is up to you. The amount of different things that you can accomplish with this is absolutely astronomical. Now, Redstone Reader and World Reader. Let's take a look at the World Reader. We're going to grab a cable. Wow. All right. I was about to put in some formulas. Okay. Let's go with the World Reader. Let's see what it can tell me. I've never even used the World Reader. It tells you if the weather is nice. So you can trigger with a redstone signal a weather machine. It says make it rain, something to that effect, right? It tells you if it's raining. It tells you if there's thunder. It tells you if it's day, if it's night. Well, see, right now it's nighttime. I didn't even know that. I look up on the right. Sure enough, it is. It's nighttime. So it tells you information about the world. Tells you light level. Tells you ticks per second, which actually is interesting because I was wondering if we were experiencing lag. It tells you the total time, which is less than the time. I don't know how that's possible. Um, the world name is USS Grump. How many players are online? Oh, that's right. It can actually tell you who comes online and who isn't online to make sure certain things happen. So let's say I don't want Sproblin to come over and destroy my stuff, and I create a variable card that says, hey, Sproblin is now online. When he is online, activate my force fields. So that way my force fields aren't running all the time, only when he comes online. That's just an example. So I know this is a lot of information, and you can get a lot of information from this. It can feel overwhelming, and I think that's part of the reason why this mod is severely overlooked. The power of this thing is absolutely broken, and I mean that in the most nice way because I like broken things sometimes. I'm a little bit like Direwolf, but not quite to the extent when it comes to how I want things to work. We have different opinions on stuff. I don't talk to him or anything like that, but I mean, I've watched his videos since I don't know, since I started playing around with modded Minecraft many years ago. Um, so if you have questions and you think that I might be able to help you out, please feel free to like a comment, put things down underneath this video. I just wanted to go through a little bit of what I do to, if you see me playing around when I'm playing the game and you're like, what the hell is that? Why did he go down there and do this? What is this? Why does he got all these things in here? This is a variable store. It literally is just a storage system for your variables. You can use it for what I'm using it for, which is just like, all right, I want to leave this here, and I just don't want to mess with it anymore. And then you just go about your business. Or you can take it and you can swap out stuff. Oh, look, it's looking for the variable card. You get the idea. The variable store also is connected to the entire network so that when you put cards in here, which is quite a lot of them for one block, the whole network sees all the variables inside of this card system. So you can create your own program with this as holding all the different programming pieces. Okay, that's all I'm doing for today. Just wanted to let you all know what I do with this, why I mess around with it. I make the most common um, cards here, so I'm going to be using those the most. So if you see me walking around constantly putting stuff in front of this machine, you'll know why. Or if you see me putting stuff inside of here, you'll know why. Okay, that's all it is. Just trying to figure out what stuff is, what it works with, what it looks like. how it works, different aspects of the item. That's all. Just trying to make sure that I can get it all straightened out. What slots going in where. For me, when I use this item for the inventory reader, I like to use list, which is red, because they're color coordinated as well. So that's awesome, really cool. See, list, glowstone, rock. You can't see every single slot because there's so many on here, but yeah. And then I just put the stuff here so that way it's there and I don't have to worry about looking for it in my portable storage terminal constantly. I have an extra one of those. Now, redstone readers, you can get the idea by now. The redstone reader is going to read the redstone level of the item that it's pointed at. Blocks have, redstone blocks can be on and off, those kind of things. High, low, um, redstone level. So if you reach a certain redstone level on a distance, you can say, all right, I need a repeater. Or send me something to put there. The sky's the limit. It's up to you, your imagination, okay? This is also a variable card with a list in it. And it's, I made a copy, didn't I? Come on. Yeah, so that's the same as this one in here. Let's make two of those for no reason. All right, I hope this was helpful in some way. It might not be like instantly like, oh my God, that's it, that's how that worked. But this is something that I do to make sure that I have the ability to look around and say, all right, this is what's going on. This is how I want to use integrated dynamics, the effects that I'm going to be able to try and create. And it kind of shows my thought process. And I just wanted to let you guys know, maybe it's helpful for you. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Um, yeah, there's a lot of really in-depth tutorials out there. Some of them I think are a little bit convoluted and they don't really help me. So maybe I can help you. I can give it a shot. Okay. I am definitely not a programmer. Sproblin actually has a lot more programming information than I do. And I know some people in my lifetime who have literally made me look like I'm a crawling infant when it comes to programming logic, especially with integrated dynamics. So I might be able to reach out and get some help if you guys have some issues. There are other item readers and readers that are inside integrated dynamics and tunnels that you probably could use, but these are the most common ones that I use so that I can create effects and such. Let's see if I got a little bit more time left. We do. Good. Let me show you real quick my convoluted and probably overdone tree farm. Wow, it says TPS at 20, but I don't believe it. You can tell that's not true because this is supposed to be continually blinking. I turned it off because that's a ticking entity and I don't want to hurt the server. Oops. Let me go grab my yeah. So the farmer, the tree farm. I promised I was going to make a tree farm forever and ever and ever. So let me show you the tree farm. This is my new storage area. Under here, I wanted to show this too real quick. Yeah, that's some lag. There's a water block from Zycraft machines, a flawless budding Certus quartz deal. You can get that with Silk Touch in those meteors or whatnot. I got it as a quest reward. So I'm just going to use this extractor. It basically is like a dripstone, but inverted. If you place it in this order, I put a pipe on here. You can use other things. I'm collecting up. Oh. That's a lot of lag. I don't, I don't enjoy that at all. It's basically it's creating Certus quartz. If you notice, there's a very large amount of bone meal in here. You can't even really fit it all in. That's because I am making lots of bone meal for the farm, for the tree farm, because I'm I'm not happy with the speed of it. It's super slow. So I'll go over here and show it to you. It's a basic log oak tree farm. It's not done yet. I want to make it so that I can do all the different trees. All right, this is gonna look kind of crazy to people, so let me break this. Yeah, let me break this and show you what I'm doing here. See, everything is getting placed. It's growing multiple different trees. That's probably the issue. Now, this is the thing that's sending things away. And for some reason, I've been having a lot of issues with it sending stuff super slow. And I don't know if that's because of its lag or what the situation is, but that's the deal. All right, so here's what I ended up doing real fast so I can make this done. Inside this chest. What? Huh. Hold on. That's broken. No way. Um, right. At Silent Gear. Why was it wasn't running, and I can see why. There's no saws in here. There should be saws in there. I didn't make that many saws. I made a bunch of saws, I mean. Okay. So, we're gonna set the blueprint to saw. Okay. There's a saw. It's got a durability of 2048. And I'm just gonna make a few of those. The lag is brutal. And I don't understand why it was doing that. It should be breaking this block here in front. Let me turn this system off. It's probably a little too fast. Something is definitely wrong. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of this tree. I don't like this sapling anyway. These saplings are not the kind I want. It's these might have caused the issue. Yeah, probably was. I was hoping to kind of get some gold nuggets out of it. Sorry. I was going a little too far. All right, so we want it to be only those saplings from logs from oak. So let's just deal with that. Oak saplings. That way I got room to explain what's going on here. And I still don't understand what happened to all my saws. Saws are supposed to take out an entire tree. Yeah, it did it again. So there's definitely something wrong with this system. Yeah, it just did it again. It just ate that. I caught that on camera, right? I hope everybody saw that. That's not supposed to happen. There's no reason for that to have happened. It should not have happened. And that is a 100% glitch. I don't know what mod did that to cause that to happen, but I'll be honest with you, I'm really frustrated with that just happening just now because that was eaten, destroyed, it disintegrated, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and it hadn't done that before. I've never seen it do that, so I don't know what's going on there. And the lag is severe now, so I don't know why. Here's the situation. I'll just show you what it is I was doing. As you can see, I got the display screen, I got a variable store, I've got the omnidirectional deal on here with the group one, and that's just basically to allow me to be able to um, have this network, this whole group of all these crazy cables, work with the system inside. And that's because I have a crafter attached to the system that's making bone meal. There, simple as that. This crafter then is told that this is the recipe. I go into the logic programmer, you type in recipe. You have your various different types. I'm not smart, so I just stick with the basics. I told it, put a bone here, output 3 bone meal there. That's the main recipe for bone meal. If you look, take bone meal, bone bakes 3 bone meal. That's it. So the most basic deal, hooked it up to a crafter and said, all right, write the recipe, craft item, bone meal. Do that into this storage space. And then here I have export bone meal. So every single bit of bone meal I have in my system is going to constantly be pushed into this buffer. And then this activator module is looking straight forward and it's bone mealing the saplings. This item right here, which I have turned off, has a placer module in it, is placing oak saplings onto this little accelerator planter, which is actually not that fast, and pulling. It's got a puller module in it to pull the saplings out of this chest here. That's it. So every time a sapling is dropped on the ground, it's put in there. Now I want my system, since it is connected, to touch. Let's go ahead and say here. Okay, so this is an exporter, an item exporter, and its omnidirectional cable is connected to the network, so it's going to see it. And I need a variable card. And I need a way of saying I want saplings. So I could either use item, grab me one of these saplings. Actually, wait a minute. Why is that sapling not? See, that's, again, it's something wrong going on here. This should be pulling all the saplings from, oh. Oh, okay, so it's off. I have the whole thing off right now. So all actions are off. Even the saplings that are in here right now. Wow, that was a lot of lag. It doesn't know to pull. It's being told off. Whoa. I hope this video doesn't get messed up. I'm gonna have to tell Sproblin and show him. Hopefully he sees this video and sees how terrible it is. Wow, that's really bad. All right, so I'm gonna go to the variable program logic deal, the portable one. I'm gonna say item, oak saps. It stays up here. Oak saplings are now in that card. Export. I want to export item. That's oak saplings. Now anything in my system is going to be exported to here. Oh, gotta have an item interaction. You have to have an item interface. Yeah, anytime you have something like that, you're going to need an item interface. I should have remembered. I'm trying to do this quickly, I apologize. Wow. At integrated cable. I'm out of mineral. Yeah, I'm having some lag issues. Really bad. I am really sorry for that. I had hoped the server was allocated enough RAM. I'm assuming that's really the issue. I know it's not on my end. My PC is more top of the line than the server probably. I would think. Anyhow, we have 17 there. It's exporting all the saplings. I'm going to put the sapling in the system. Now there's 18 in there, even though I didn't put 18 in because I put the sapling in there into the grid. So all the oak saplings only will get put into this chest. This will then place it in front. This is a player interface, and it says inside here, I don't have time to go through this at the moment, but to click, as long as the answer is true, that there is a log here. So if I take an oak log, it works with any log. I have it set for true for any log. Whoa, it's getting worse. It's getting way worse. If you notice, it's going to turn green. It says true. That's because the item in front of it is a log. And it's literally using its bare hands right now to break this item. It's going to take a minute. And I think that's what's happening to my saw blades. Ah, yeah. Well, that oak log, it should have broke because it just acted as if I was using my bare hand, but it was really slow, and I don't know why. I'm going to take this out. I want to use the items in here to break the logs and not just the air. I don't understand that. I guess it instantly just destroys the items put in there. Back to the drawing board, right? This is a interface that's looking for a block here. It's a block interface. So I showed you that in there. It's looking for the log. This is what's going to let this realize, is this true or not? This is going to say air because there's nothing but air there. The variable store has a block reader and oak log as the item. And if these are true, then this thing turns on. That's what this was saying. Got it? Okay. Super simple. If an oak log is there, use the items there. Unfortunately, I messed up somewhere and I needed to say if saw blades are in here and this is oak, then use the saw blades. If then. So basic, simple, integrated dynamic system. I'm gonna get a hold of the server admin guy though, because I need to figure out why what just happened is happening. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a 3 to 4 second lag. Anyhow, thanks for stopping by. This is Souls44. I know that was a lot of stuff. It was really convoluted in some manner, and maybe it was distracting. Maybe it did help you. Maybe it didn't. Let me know in the comments below. I can advance through this pack now, I think, pretty much rapid fire, and I will be moving a lot faster as we go. It's going to accelerate. Don't get me wrong, I still have not found a deep dark biome in order for me to create some really good Allthemodium items that are unbreakable or nearly unbreakable. But when I do, believe me, a lot of the systems that I have set up are going to change because now I don't have to tell it to stop. I can just have it just constantly breaking stuff, or I can have it constantly running. So I'm also gonna be automating the furnaces that are inside. If you watched the beginning of the video, you saw that I had some cables set up there. I want it to go ahead and process a bunch of the ores. Well, later on, as the machines get better, I want to get more out of the raw ores that I have. I will then tell it, all right, send it to this machine to get processed and turned into dust or turned into this material, and then work through the different logic steps. This is all before I get to applied energistics. Not because I can't do the same thing with applied energistics in a more easy way, but because I can do so now and I'd rather just go ahead and get it started. And that while I'm searching around in the world, other stuff is going on at my base that I don't have to watch and maintain, passively growing my materials and resources for myself. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Sproblin, if you see this video, man, you saw what's going on. That's some very, very difficult lag. And yeah, I'll text you, I'll Discord you, and Grumpy Vets Gaming, all one word. Go check out that video on YouTube, those videos on YouTube. Great, great, great Great friend of mine. Love you, miss your face. Talk to you later. Bye.